Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes from the January Polished Gamers box to share with you all.
Show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet.
Sorry if I sound a little nasally or if my nose or face looks a little swollen. My allergies have just been kicking my butt the past couple days. I get allergies all year round. I think because I've been doing a lot of cleaning and decluttering, so any little bit of dust too just sort of triggers everything. We have a cat, which I'm like semi-allergic to. So if things start like going in the air, it's not fun. But anyways, now if you haven't heard of what the Polished Gamers box is, it's a quarterly collab. Indie makers come together and they create polishes based off a specific theme. If you haven't guessed, Polished Gamers, usually the theme is somewhere related to like video games or any sort of game. Now, because I don't play video games, I rarely know any of the references. Some of them I may know, but not like in super detail. But if you love video games, if you play, games, then you're gonna get a lot of these references. Now, similar to our other collabs, polishes can be capped or items can be capped. So these are limited edition items / polishes. Our makers come together, they base their polishes based off of that big theme, right? The video game theme or game theme. And then from there, it drills down even further. For this month, the theme is favorite games. So anyways, back to the cap. Once an item sells out, that is it. You can no longer get your hands on it anymore. Not all items are capped, just some of them. Polished Gamers box and a lot of our other smaller collabs. We have a lot of smaller indie brands that also join in, and I feel like it's a great way if you want to explore other indie brands to really get to know, who's out there, what other polishes, what other makers are creating. Now, Polished Gamers box is only open for a certain amount of time. I always forget the length of time, but I want to say they open the 15th, shop opens the 15th, and then I will leave that specific information down below because I have so many dates in my head that I can't remember. This is a pre-order, so once shop closes, you'll get your order in about 3 to 4 weeks from that time. As always, I have a lot to share, so let's get into it.
First up, we have Zombie Claw, and this is Lumis, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 100 bottles. This one's inspired by Super Mario Galaxy. It is a graphite colored base loaded with red gold flakies and red hollow glitters. So you can see on the first coat, it went on a bit sheer. On the second coat, that's when we're really building up that base color. And then on the third coat, we get a really plump, juicy look. That base color is sort of like a deep, dark, almost like dark chocolate brown. I was gonna say like chocolatey, but definitely like a dark chocolate brown. We get a lot of that smokiness from like the graphite colored base, and then obviously the star of this show are those lovely red gold flakies. Like, come on, they just are swimming in this base, just suspended so evenly. Now, I want to say 3 coats definitely for everybody, and you may see a little bit of nail line depending on how you polish and if you have longer nails, just because the base is very jelly like. But those flakies, they're so jam-packed in there that might actually do a really good job at covering up any nail line. But definitely my favorite feature of this, my favorite component of this polish is definitely those gorgeous flakies. Pictured are 3 coats of Zombie Claw Lumis with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have RogLager, and this one is called Stitches, priced at $12.50, and there is no cap. It is inspired by Animal Crossing, the character Stitches. It's a orange glass flake bomb with a rainbow of metallic flakes and hollow micro flakies. I definitely see the Animal Crossing inspo in this. It's just so colorful and fun. The formula was fantastic to work with. Now, I built it up in 2 coats, and I thought that was fine on my shorter nails. Could I have gone in for a 3rd coat? I could have, but I thought it was very beautiful in just 2 coats. So I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 for everybody. Longer nails, you may want to do 3, or even shorter nails if you want a more deeper base. We get like this lovely violet jean blue base, and then all of those glorious, colorful flakies. I love how we can see that orange glow though. It just illuminates from within the base, but then it really makes way for those other flakies to also shine because we get a nice range of colors from the rainbow with these flakies. So really enjoyed this one. RogLager does an amazing job with flaky polishes. If you haven't tried their flaky bombs, you got to, because they're amazing. Pictured are 2 coats of RogLager Stitches with a glossy top coat. Here we have Rain Dance Lacquer, and this is Apple Bottom Greaves. This one's priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 40 bottles. The inspiration, well, it's inspired by the endless fashion choices in the Elder Scrolls Online. It is a purple jelly polish with a colorful mix of iridescent flakes and a gold magnetic pigment that shifts slightly green in certain lights. So you can see the first coat, we go on sheer, but on that second coat, we're really building up that purple squishy base. That gold pigment is definitely very prominent for our magnetic strip. Now I did go in for 3 coats. Usually with magnetic polishes, the pull sort of really removes from your base color, so sometimes going in for a 3rd coat really helps just deepen up your base a little bit more. Now this is definitely a jelly polish. You can see the squishiness and a little bit of my nail bed if you're really looking for it. I really enjoyed the components in this polish. I love seeing the color shifts because of those flakies. I see some of the green, I see blue, and then even our magnetic strip, it's gold, but it's giving like yellow copperish vibes. And then even that purple jelly base sort of gives us different colors as well. Like we see that like dark purple base, but then we get glimpses of like a little bit of pink and a lighter purple range. So very fun polish. Definitely something like you can wear in the winter if you want to like brighten up your day, just because it has a lot of a lighter, more fun components. And then just those flakies, like, oh my gosh, they're just super glowy, very fun, very shifty. Pictured are 3 coats of Rain Dance Lacquer, Apple Bottom Greaves with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Peculiar Polish, and this is called Wonder, priced at $13, and there's a cap of 50 bottles. The inspiration is Mario Wonder. Now this is a lovely topper. We have different shapes and sizes of neon glitters and black bar glitters swimming in a sea of green reflective glitter, and it's obviously in a clear base. Now I showed this build up on its own, and it's beautiful. Such a fun topper. I do not have anything like this. I have something, I don't want to say similar. I have a Crowley that has these sort of like 90s vibes to it, but like it has like a different color base. It's not a clear base, and the glitters are much smaller. In this one we have these beautiful different shapes and sizes for these neon glitters. That reflective glitter just gives us all the sparkle that we need. This is so unique and so pretty on its own. And then I swatched it over a black swatch stick for you guys, so you can see how it looks over like a deeper base, and it's just beautiful. We definitely get like 90s vibes with this. Like you can see the reflective glitter pop a little bit more. It looks very like shifty on a darker base, and then the neon glitters are just perfect. We don't have too much, we have just enough. Obviously on a darker base, we're not going to be able to see those black bar glitters, so if you decide to wear it over just your bare nails or something a little bit lighter, you will see that. But over something a little bit darker, you're going to get a lot of that reflective component and a lot of the neon glitters popping on through. Pictured are 2 coats of Peculiar Polish, Wonder with a glossy top coat. Here we have Nailed It, and this is the deep kind, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 200. Now, the inspo is the maker's favorite NPC from ACNH, and I don't know what that is, but you guys let me know, okay? This one is a sheer pearlescent pink to copper shimmer packed base with a touch of pink, purple crystal micro flakies. Such a lovely ethereal polish. I built it up in 2 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 coats for everybody. I love the base color that we have here. It is like this very light teal color, and we get lots of glorious shifts from like a pink to a gold to yellow to copperish. That pink shift we get a lot in the center, which really gives us a lot of glow. Definitely from like, you know, a coppery gold view, we get a lot of that glow too, but that pink just adds a dash of color and gives us even extra glow as well. Pictured are 2 coats of Nailed It, the deep kind, with a glossy top coat. Here we have Night Owl Lacquer, and this is the Legend, priced at $13, and there is no cap, and it's inspired by The Legend of Zelda. I am familiar with that game because my brothers used to play that. This is a green base glowing with copper, gold, green shimmer, and silver reflective glitter pigment. I was so in love with this polish. That green is super glowy. You can see on the first coat we go on a tad sheer. On that second coat we build up gloriously to this beautiful like limey bold green. The shifts are magnificent. We get a lot of copper and golds, and then lighter colors of green. Now this is reflective glitter, or has reflective glitter in it, so you're going to want to use a really thick glossy top coat or your glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it, just so you can get a nice plump juicy look. This is going to be beautiful for springtime, for summer, and even in the fall for like Halloween. Love these sort of like grassy, swampy, like pruggly shades. One of my favorite kinds of polishes. Pictured are 2 coats of Night Owl Lacquer, the Legend with the glossy top coat. Here we have Gin and Berries, and this is ever so mildly radioactive, priced at $13.50, and there is no cap, and the inspiration is Nuka-Cola Quantum from the Fallout franchise. It is a violet, linear holographic base with aqua, blue, purple shifting shimmer, and a mix of different sized holographic flakies. This polish had a fantastic formula. I built it up in just 2 coats. I'm going to recommend 2 to 3 for everybody, just depending on how you polish. I love this very like brighter blue bold base, but I really love that purple shift that we see. We see a little bit of like obviously the aqua and the like other shades of blue, but because the purple is obviously a different shade, we definitely see that more prominently. And then the other shades of blues gives us this really nice depth and dimension on the nail. And just the hollow in this, you can tell, like, well, I can tell that the hollow is going to be strong during like the day in sunlight, just based off of like, I always call it like the icy look. Like when you have a lot of hollow pigment in a polish, to me, I feel like I see like this icy sheen on it. And I know that probably makes no sense to you guys, but to me it does. And that's how you know like this is going to be beautiful in the sun. I just rarely swatch during the day in sunlight, so it's really hard for me to capture that, but I know that this will be beautiful in the sunlight. Pictured are 2 coats of Gin and Berries, ever so mildly reactive with a glossy top coat. Here we have Cuticula, and this is Sonic and Tails, priced at $13, and there is no cap, and it's of course inspired by the dynamic duo Sonic and Tails. It is a bright blue jelly base with orange, gold, red, green shifting ultra chrome flakies. This one is Cuticula formulation in like the most perfect way. First coat we go on sheer, the second coat we're building up that blue base, and then on the third coat I get a beautiful opaque look on my shorter nails. I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody. The blue is super vibrant, but the flakies are definitely what's catching my eye with this polish. They just like bounce off of the nail and gives us this like beautiful glow. We get glimpses of orange and the red and the gold and a little bit of the green too, depending on how you're looking at your nails. I feel like this gives me like patriotic vibes as well, and it could just be obviously because of like the blue and the red, but this would be a beautiful polish for wintertime. I personally love wearing blues in the winter, and then of course in the summertime, maybe even around July, but super juicy. Flakies are doing their thing. Pictured are 3 coats of Cuticula, Sonic and Tails with a glossy top coat. Here we have BCB lacquers, and this is Plum Bob, priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 150 bottles. The inspiration is the iconic Sims Plum Bob. It is a light green crowley with green, purple, pink shifting shimmer. So we can see on the first coat it went on a little bit sheer, but on the second coat is when it really built up, and we get a lot of that beautiful green glow. It's not quite a white polish, obviously it's described as a light green crowley, but we get like this very milky sort of look, and the shimmer is just so dainty and so pretty. I'm gonna recommend 2 to 3 coats for everybody. If you want obviously more of a starker base, then you are going to want to go in for a 3rd coat, but if you want more of a lighter, airier sort of manicure, 2 coats is going to be perfect. And just the shimmer is just so pretty in this one. Pictured are 2 coats of BCB lacquers, Plum Bob with a glossy top coat. BCB lacquers is also bringing us Badeline 2.0. This one's priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 150. This is inspired by the character Badeline. Hopefully I'm saying that right, from the game Celeste. This is a purple, crowley, almost jelly. with a strong pink, orange, gold shifting shimmer. Honestly, the formulation was stunning. I wouldn't describe it as a jelly, maybe more sort of a crully sort of formulation, but it built up wonderfully in 2 coats for me. I'm going to say 2 to 3 for everybody, but 2 honestly really did its thing. We get this very nice sheen of purple on the nails, and then just the shifts are so pretty. We get a lot of the pink and the orange with the shifts in this polish, but love the formulation. This would be perfect for like Valentine's Day, for spring, and for summer as well. Pictured are 2 coats of BCB Lacquer's Battleline 2.0 with a glossy top coat.
Now, I do have some favorites. I actually have 4. The first one being from Nailed It, and this is the Deep Kind. Totally not the typical polish that I would love or go for, just because it's a more lighter, like ethereal shade, but because of that, I think that's why I enjoyed it because it's so different from what I usually go to or go for. I loved the flakies that are in here. They're very light and airy, but they still do a good job with, with not blending in too much with this base. Like, they're still visible. You can still see them. I really enjoyed all of the shifts. Everything was just so pretty. I have Night Owl Lacquer, and this one is the Legend. I love reflective glitter, and this one had a fantastic formula. I did 2 coats. Sometimes with polishes that have reflective glitter, I tend to do 3 coats just because reflective glitter can really make your polish a little more chunky, sometimes a little bit difficult to work with if you don't polish correctly, but I didn't have that issue with this polish. It was 2 coats, beautifully done. The shifts were beautiful. The green shade is just stunning. Like, everything all together just worked so good. And then Cuticula. This one is Sonic and Tails. I know that one. But I love this one. I love Cuticula's formula, but I love how the finished look always looks. And it's not always about just 2 coats and done. Polishes have components in there. There's different sorts of bases. So we want to just, make sure if we're polishing correctly. Not that there's a right way to polish, but you know what I mean? Like, we're polishing so that all the components have a fair chance of building up beautifully. And like, just what we're seeing in the bottle is what we're going to get on the nails. And that's what I like with Cuticula, because what I'm seeing here is what I'm going to see on my nails. I never have any issues if I'm doing 3 coats with it peeling off or chipping off. It's always a beautiful finish. And I feel like this is going to be a wonderful polish for the summertime too, for like the 4th of July. I know it's not like super red, like we have those orangey coral flakies, but to me it's still giving me like patriotic vibes. And then I wanted to mention Peculiar Polish, and this is in Wonder. This was such a fun polish. Now, would I wear this on its own? I'm not sure. You definitely could, but I feel like it's so fun and different and unique that I would love to top it over something, more so something a little bit lighter and not black, just because I'd want those little bar glitters to really stand out. And if I did over black, I would totally lose that. But maybe something a little bit darker, maybe like a lighter green or something like that. I have to think about what I would pair this with, but I loved it. It's unique, it's different. I can see this being fun for like the springtime or the summer. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know what you are planning on picking up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.